Getting set to go. So we'll bring him around here. Getting ready to gas him up. 8 laps of this. My apologies. I got somebody talking to me up here. We're visiting. Green flag comes out. We're underway, and I'll finish my thought later on. Here comes McIntosh. Watch the 08 car. Cannon McIntosh on the hunt and on the prowl. Gets pushed to the outside. 98 car is going to get down the inside. Tanner Thorson, former national champ, with USACs. Got her gassed up. He's elbows up. Rolls out turn number 4 and onto the front straightaway. Up front, your racer are going to be the number 31 of Boudreaux. Boudreaux hanging on for now. Tanner Carrick in the number 2 spot as they'll howl their way down the back chute into turn number 3 and 4, side by side for the number 3 spot. To get passing points is what it takes, and unfortunately, a little miscalculation in navigation for Boudreaux, the number 31 car, and he's dropping back through the field. McIntosh for the race lead. Got himself down the inside of Tanner Carrick. He was your race leader last time by. We'll go side by side, wheel to wheel, through turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front chute. And here comes the young gun, the rookie runner to the point, McIntosh. Got shuffled out to the outside and kind of recalibrated quickly. Launches himself into the number 1 spot and pulls 4 car lengths down the back straightaway. Carrick running second on the field. And how about that? Tracy Hines is on the bicycle, and he's pedaling for all he's worth. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. He's got the number 3 spot. Skips out wide. And look out, Cowboy up. Chicken on a chain down at turn number 1 and 2. And you can Google that one if you want to know what it means as he gets to go back into the number 4 spot. Third for now is going to be Tanner Thorson. And the Nevada runner's going to get down and hump the hub down through turn 1 and 2 and onto the back straightaway. He's smoother than chicken lips that end of the racetrack. I think he just kind of scoots through the corner, roosts up some dirt, and he's on the hunt for the number 2 spot. But he's running out of laps. It'll be 2 to go, this time by the starter stand. Carrick has got to mind his P's and Q's. He's about a car width up off the bottom, showing a little daylight down the inside. And that's what Thorson's going to try to capitalize on. Meanwhile, up front, it's McIntosh, the 08 car, showing him how it's done. He is at a merry clip to the white flag. He'll take her around one more time here at Angell Park Speedway. Carrick drops himself down. He saw to get down to the inside. Hangs on to the number 2 spot. And it looks like the 98 of Thorson's not going to be able to run him down. Checkered flag comes out. And that one's a done deal. McIntosh picks up the win. Carrick will go second. Thorson third. Then Tracy Hines, the 21 KS car, going to round out. There's top 4, top 5 is Chase Jones, the 57, coming from the tail. That late entry out of Greenwood, Indiana, and he has got a pretty good steed himself in the number 57. Should be fun later on, but he raced number one in to the books. We'll bring him down here to the front chute. And I believe we're going to have a little interview, so we'll join in with Haley.
Thanks, guys. Your Racing Electronics Heat Race number 1 winner, Cannon McIntosh. Cannon, we're getting to talk to you quite a bit down here in Victory Lane after these heat race wins. You really seem to find some grip down there at the bottom where you made your move and really checked out after you got the lead.
Yeah, Thorson got a good start on me, and he peeked to the inside, and I had to lift a little bit. But, we got a good run off of 2 in one corner and drove back by him, and I knew that we were really good off the corner, so I just kept driving it hard, and we got to the front.
Congratulations on collecting some serious passing points in the process. Your Racing Electronics Heat Race number 1 winner, Cannon McIntosh. Guys.
Unfortunately, raining out yesterday down at Fairbury. We'll get back there again later on this year. Pace picking up. 4 cylinders of fury out of turn number 4. We're back underway. A little green flag racing action. Watching the 3 car around the outside. Shelby Mosey giving it to what for to the outside of Mike Hess. Hess down the inside is going to keep company into the turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway. Shelby hang on to it. Hess swings out wide. No, almost into the wall. Ricochets off. No harm, no foul. Into a 3-wide battle for the number 4 spot. Falling back into a race for not last is what's happening. Meanwhile, up front, Holly Holland trying to run away from Ace McCarthy. McCarthy hanging on for all he's worth out of turn number 4 and onto the front straightaway. The cluster is where we're watching. Klossmeyer trying to get around Hess. Hess comes down low and keeps the daylight shut down. Here comes Shelby around the outside. Mosey looking for a number 3 spot into turn number 3. Runs it deep down into the corner, and he's got it. Through the corner and onto the front straightaway. He'll show the way. A little wiggle waggle coming out of the corner. A little slip of the grip, if you will, for the 3B car. Back behind, Klossmeyer shuffles Hess out wide and zones himself up to attack Davey Ray, trying to get around him now. Ray and Weldy, your final 2 cars on the track, and I believe that's going to be your battle of those 3 cars. And Hess is not doing well. Out wide, can't hold her down low, and he is trying. He's got a little bit of push coming out of the corner. He's, loose in, tight off. Is that even possible? I think that's what he is. I don't know. He's at the back of the field, though. He's going to drop the nose on. Look how to get it walked out from underneath of him. He's got to work with somebody back here and get that thing Little super tune. He'll look better coming back in the B-main event. Meanwhile, up front, walking the dog on him, comes 67K Holly Holland. She's already biasing down into the corner. Ace McCarthy's watching her recede into the distance. That'll be for the number 3 spot. Klossmeyer fought his way from the number 6 starting spot into third. And he's got a little company coming out of Shelby in the 3. So that's your top 4 to the white flag. One more trip around for Holly Holland. Unlike the rest of the field, she's kind of working the middle of the racetrack, and she is bad fast in that position. She'll slam her into the cushion down turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front chute. Brings her down to the tires. Checkered flag comes out, and she's going to be in victory lane before the rest of the field gets here. McCarthy finishes out second. Klossmeyer third. Fourth is going to be the 3B car, Shelby Bosey. Davey Ray fifth, and Brandon Weldy and Mike Hess with a nil handling number 82 car.
And once again, we'll send it down to Miss Haley Shanley.
Thanks, guys. Holly Holland just getting the helmet off here. Now, Holly's been looking bad fast all year thus far, and especially in these heat races, you've been making moves. Now, you got out front right away. Are you feeling as good as you're looking, and what seems to be clicking for you here early on this evening?
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like we have a really good car. It's so important here with the track being so slick so early to just keep the car as straight as possible on exit. You know, I think I was pretty sloppy on entry of 1 towards the beginning, and then we kind of figured it out. I just got to enter a little bit harder. So, but they gave me a really fast car, so that always helps. I feel good, you know, starting on the pole and it going off passing points and everything. I know I need to win that to be able to start a little closer to up front in the feature. So it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be slick in the feature too, so it's going to be a lot off of wherever you start. So hopefully we'll be sitting pretty good.
Congratulations. Let's give it up for your Racing Electronics Heat Race number 2 winner, Holly Holland. Guys.
Holly last year. I don't know if we made it this year or not. Better regular down there. We get set to go, picking up the gas, a little slip of the grip on the outside. You saw him spin the tires. That is going to cost T-Mez Thomas Mesrell. He'll drop back into the number 3 spot. Whole lot of throttle, a little bit of traction for the 7X, and that'll launch Zach Dahm into the number 1 position. Dominator's going to show the way onto the front straightaway, and he's sideways coming out. She is slippery out there. So we got a little bit of hogs on ice taking place. 67 car, Logan Seavey falling into the number 2 spot, goes out and looks for a little moisture to push off of. T-Mez in hot pursuit, top 3 separation back to Jesse Colwell, who started at the tail of the field, I might remind you, in the number 71 car. Battled around 2 of them, now he's trying to run down the top 3. Newmando is going to challenge down the inside and occupy his attention in a battle for 4th. Let's forget about Dominator up front. Zach Dahm's kind of found his rhythm in the 5D car and is going to work her onto the front straightaway. He just kind of lets it slide out across the racetrack and uses that wheel spin for his traction. I think is what's taking place there. Seavey's trying to work the middle of the racetrack where Holly Holland had some success. And back behind, T-Mez is hanging tough in the number 7X car. Maybe able to challenge for the number 2 spot. So he's got her just a tick lower, and you can see the tires swelled up on it, and they are carrying a lot of wheel speed. Keep that baby mashed to the mat. That's what's taking place. Colwell can't run down the top 3. Newman can't run down Colwell. He's there. Close enough he can almost tickle the tail feathers, but not quite. About 3 car lengths back. Meanwhile, your race leader up front, Zach Dahm, looking sharp and sexy in the 5D car. Is going to take her down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4 for yet another lap. It'll be 2 to go. This time by the starter standout, turn number 4 for the Dominator. Toyota, Mobil 1, Bell Helmets, all sponsors on the Dom Motorsports ride. Seavey can't get a hold of him. Not often you see somebody drive away from Logan Seavey, but that's exactly what Zach Dahm has done this entire heat race. We got him separated out and kind of in fence post formation around the racetrack as the white flag comes out for our final trip around Angell Park Speedway. Dahm somehow hoisted the front end off the ground. That thing's got a lot of forward bite. A lot of throttle control, too, for the Dominator. Here comes checkered flag. Dahm's going to put that one into the book. Seavey's going to go second on the field. T-Mez Thomas Mesrell being a number 3 spot. T-Mez had enough to run up front in one of those top 2 positions. That initial start, I believe, is what came out and bid him. Caldwell finishes 4th. Jake Newman rounds out the top 5. Then it's Love and Wiesenthal. And that's how we score out our 3rd and final POWRi Lucas Oil National Midget League heat race.
Thanks, guys. A driver who's won the Pepsi Nationals here 2 times, looking to claim his 3rd tonight. Zach, you looked bad fast in that heat race, but just how much is Angell Park Speedway catering to your driving style?
I don't know if it's catering to my driving style as much as I just love this damn place. It's kind of the first place I ever ran a midget, and it's just, the place is special to me, so I've been coming up here for a long time, and luckily we've won a couple races, and we've left in an ambulance here a couple times too, so it has bit me a time or 2, but I just love coming up here. I love the atmosphere. I love all the fans here. We got to get better if we're going to win tonight because we were horrible there.
Congratulations. He's taken a liking to this place, and it definitely shows with that almost 2-second lead over your second place finisher. Let's give it up for your Racing Electronics Heat Race number 3 winner, Zach Dahm. Guys.
How much they appreciate him. At this time, everyone stand to your feet and let them know how much you appreciate these 22 starters. Ladies and gentlemen, you wanted the best, forget the rest. You got the cars and the driving stars of the POWRi Lucas Oil National Midget League.
Take him down the back straightaway. Been a long time since I announced. I forget how to do this next part, but I think maybe you can help me out a little bit if you're watching at home. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is time to drop the hammer. Oh, I love it. McIntosh, first one down in the corner. Here comes Glossmeyer down the inside. He's going to dance his way into the number 1 spot. Dahm will challenge for second on the field. Side by side and 3 wide as anticipated back through. As Angell Park Speedway comes to life. Here on this feature event, up front, it's going to be Glossmeyer trying to lay little legs on him. Back behind, Tanner Carrick, 71K car, blazing around the top shelf. Got some company down the inside. That's a 71 car. Jesse Colwell working his way up through the field. Teammates side by side, working a place just behind Holly Holland in the 67K. That battle a little deeper back in the field. Meanwhile, Logan Seavey's working on the number 4 spot out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. 67 car working up in the fluff. 4 in the fluff for Seavey into 67 as he tries to get into the number 4 spot, bringing the lane in all by his lonesome. Let's lay that curve on the top shelf perhaps and go to work on the number 21 KS of Tracy Hines. Hines just ahead of him. A little shot in the shorts for Seavey coming out turn number 2 out of Holly Holland and a 67K. Meanwhile, back behind, Colwell's on the attack as well. Down low, tucks her into the tires onto the front straightaway. He's going to blaze to the inside of Thomas Mesrell in a 7X car. Bottom seems to be a place to be at least for a little while. A couple of them working on that top shelf. 3-car breakaway up front for the record. That's Glossmeyer leading McIntosh into 08 and the 5D is Zach Dahm. Then you got a bit of a gap or a split back to Tracy Hines, who's all by his lonesome. A little cushion of comfort back to Logan Seavey in the number 67 car, rounding out the top 5. The 3 cars set to duke it out. Keep your eye on him. McIntosh coming up with a plan. You can see him working the wheel of the 08 car. It allows Zach Dahm to close into 5D. McIntosh is taking a little sweep to the outside that last time around. Here comes Dahm down low, up to the back bumper almost. The McIntosh caught the tire, a little rough stuff down there, rumbly, stumbly for the 5D car. As he was on the attack, he'll let her sweep out and catch a cushion out. Turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Lap traffic will be a factor or will not. Team has off the pace. Caution flag coming out. Just as I said that, Mesrell shut down on the front chute. He goes to, well, almost a halt down at turn number 1 and 2 into 7X. Is going to stack us back up again. Just as we were set. Get a little more interesting on those top 3. Got 23 laps showing up on the scoreboard. Well, technically not. There's nothing showing up on the scoreboard now. I looked at it. On my timing and scoring, though, I got 23 laps remaining. 7 laps scored and in the books. Sets come back to life. 23 laps remain. 7 in the books. Glossmeyer up front. Looking to put a little divot into that points lead that Seavey has if he can pick up a win here tonight, but he's got a long road to hoe. Here comes the green flag. We're back underway. Now the corner. Seavey goes back to the cushion. Carrick's going to follow in his footsteps. Down at turn number 1 and 2 and onto the back straightaway. They'll try to blaze around the outside. And maybe pick off Hines. Tracy Hines trying to keep her tucked up, keep the daylight shut off, and crossover move, and that was a glorious move. Out of the 67 to Seavey. Went from the outside to the inside on that exit and grabbed a little gravity coming off that medium banking down at turn number 4 and blasting his way into the number 4 spot. He's going to try to do it again to run down some distance on the number 3 position, which is now the 08 car McIntosh. As Dahm's moved into second, is pestering Glossmeyer for the number 1 spot. They'll rip down the back straightaway. Dahm closing quick on him like a rat on a Cheeto in turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway, trying to get that number 1 spot away from Glossmeyer. Meanwhile, back behind, Seavey goes to the outside of McIntosh. Good 4-car battle up front and a 2-car battle back behind between Hines and the 71K and Tanner Carrick. And around the outside, Seavey into P3, picked off McIntosh, drops the nose on, drives down onto the front straightaway, and Zach Dahm's the next one in his sights. He'll pull the trigger next time around, perhaps. We're still side-by-side racing back behind, but the racing's so good up front as Logan Seavey trying to race his way up through the field. Had started in the number 5 spot, fell back through, and now is kind of, caution flag coming out. We got him contacted chaos down turn number 1 and 2, and Holly Holland is at a stop in the 67K car. So trying to time it. He's down and away. Klossmeyer rolled into the throttle and leapt out to the race lead. Zach Dahm was either sleeping or his car didn't want to go, whatever it was. Gave up a huge deficit to the number 27 car up front. Here comes Seavey on the attack, right into the cushion. And that inside line's not going to happen for him. He's going to have to sail her off the rim onto the front straightaway to the outside of Dahm. Doesn't quite get there. And look at that, McIntosh likes what he sees out ahead. He'll follow along, as will Tanner Carrick. And Tracy Hines down on the inside, back behind, rounding out those top 6 cars. And here comes Seavey looking for the number 2 spot. Contact with Dahm. Pinched him close down on the inside. They touch tires. A whiff of smoke wafted off the skins of those 2 cars, and Seavey around the outside now looks for Klossmeyer. Dahm down the inside, 3 wide for your race lead down into the corner. Klossmeyer blew him sideways. His sails lost wind on one side, and there goes Seavey around the outside. Bye-bye, says Logan Seavey. Keep your eye on him. He'll be gone faster than breath mints in a singles bar in the number 67 car. Now they have got to keep a grip on him. Back behind, blazing around for McIntosh. Had to make a move up to the cushion. Salt wasn't going anywhere down the inside. And now Tanner Carrick comes to call. The 71K car for that number 4 spot is a big crossover out of Klossmeyer. Dahm got P2 away from him. Klossmeyer trying to get it back down into the corner. He'll slide her hard down the inside across the nose. And a short slider coming out 3 wide for second on the field. McIntosh picked her pocket. Got 2 of them down the front straightaway. Goes into the number 2 spot. Can he hang on to it? That's the question. Dahm was shuffled back into 4th, and one fell swoop down into turn number 1 and 2 as we got 13 laps remaining. Up front, forget about Seavey. 67 car has walked away from him. McIntosh might be able to run him down. He's got a pretty good steed. And the 08 cars, he leaps out away from the battle for the number 3, 4, and 5 spots. Back behind, good racing taking place kind of mid-pack as they roll onto the front straightaway. He's looking down low. Comes the number 98 of Tanner Thorson. Thorson, unfortunately, a little erratic in his maneuvers around the racetrack. At car ill handling, he kind of fights it. He gets a couple good laps in, and then all of a sudden he'll hop the cushion with it as it pushes out wide, and he just can't do anything. Is everybody going top shelf now? The lane has changed, and Zach Dahm's the last one to get the memo out of the top 5. He was down on the inside, turn number 1 and 2. Now goes top shelf 3 and 4 as your race leader is hustling down into the corner and about to put Mike Hess a lap down. This next time around with 10 laps to go. We'll soon be into single digits as Seavey sails into lap traffic. Cannon McIntosh is closing on him. Of that, there is no doubt. The 08 car has got his foot to the wood down into turn number 1 and 2 and slams it into the corner. Clips off a little bit of distance. The split last time across was 1.134 seconds. The difference between first and second. And McIntosh, we'll see if he is in fact closing. It looks like he is. He's giving her everything he's got, and he is under a second now, and there is no doubt he is running down to 67. The question is, are these 8 laps that remain enough time for Cannon McIntosh to get up and challenge for the race lead? Meanwhile, back behind, still rolling that number 3 spot, Tucker Klossmeyer, Tanner Carrick, and then Zach Dahm rounding out the top 5. Then a big old gap back to Chase Jones. How about that? Jones looking incredible in the number 57 car. Hats off to him. We roll onto the front straightaway around the outside, the number 11. He'll fall victim. Tyler Barrett goes the lap down to your top 2. McIntosh now within about 4 car lengths. Slowly stalking the number 67 of Logan Seavey. Seavey's not sure if he's by himself or if he's got company, and I got news for him. That company's closing. McIntosh is right there, waiting in the weeds. Handful of laps remain, 5 to go. The last time by the starter stand. It'll be a battle for the race lead into lap traffic. As up front, Seavey shows the way. McIntosh drops her down off the top shelf just a little bit. Seavey ripping the lip all the way around the number 67 car. Now just 3 car lengths separate first and second. A battle for third for the record between Klossmeyer and Dahm has heated up. Or I'm sorry, Carrick has heated up as Carrick's come out of the weeds. McIntosh now within a car length and a half. Right across the tail feathers of the number 67 car. Caught the cushion and down the back straightaway they go. Now again drops it down low, hammers it in, and pursues onto the front straightaway with just 2 laps to go. McIntosh off the top shelf to the inside. He's on the attack. Saw the twin sticks come out, and this is it. Making a run at Logan Seavey. Seavey saw the company down on the inside. Pulls 5 car lengths down into the corner. McIntosh may have shown his hand too soon. White flag comes out for Logan Seavey up front. 67 car into turn number 1 and 2 and down the backstretch for one final time here at Angell Park Speedway with McIntosh. One more shot at him down in the corner. Haymaker. Woo! Look out. Just missed him. Seavey's going to pick up the win. McIntosh with a close second. third is going to go to Tucker Klossmeyer in a number 27 car. McIntosh, you talk about throwing the kitchen sink at him. That was a pipe wrench and everything. Stellar shot at that number 1 spot. McIntosh took it, and he has got absolutely nothing to be ashamed about. But the former national champ with the series and the defending USAC national champ held him off. There is no shame in that. Logan Seavey, the Southern California runner, picking up the win to Mobile 1 JBL Audio, number 67. Cannon McIntosh going to be on the podium. And Tucker Klossmeyer, the number 27 car, rounds out those top 3. Tanner Carrick, Chase Jones, your top 5. How about that number 57 car from 14th into the number 5 spot? And he literally grunted his way up through there. Incredible. So we are going to go with our Victory Lane interviews. We'll send it down to the infield to Chili and Haley.
Logan Seavey, congratulations. Another win here. I know your sights are set on 2 national championships here. Tonight is just a step, once again, in the right direction. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Hats off to this track crew. That was a really fun racetrack to race on. I always love coming here, and we've been pretty good all year. So, Connor kept telling me all day how much he wanted to win this one, and I really wanted to win it too. I led a bunch here last year and got passed on the last lap, so that's never fun. But it's good to come back and redeem ourselves.
Now, you had to work your way up to that front position, and when the cars in front of you, they're all going low. You took the high side when everyone else was going low. Talk about that pressure. Were there any unknowns, or just how confident were you ripping the top there?
Yeah, I knew, I've raced this place a few times, and when they work it like this, the bottom normally slicks off and gets really hard to run like it did there. And, I just tried to work in it early, and I got up there too early, and Tracy slipped by me, and I didn't really know if it was ever going to clean off and come in. And, I just kept working it, and after those restarts, it really seemed to come in. And my car was just really good on the long runs that seemed to, get some heat in the tires and get going. So I knew at the end I kind of slowed the pace down, and I saw Cannon there at the last lap. So, not my best decision, but we're here, so it's all good.
Congratulations, and who do you want to thank for this one, Logan?
Just everybody at TRD and Mobile 1 that lets me come out here and race, and, all the guys that work so hard on this car back at the shop, and then, we're gone for 10 days now, and these guys just never stop working. So I'm just proud and thankful to be driving these race cars.
Let's get loud once again for your feature winner, Logan Seavey. I've got our second place finisher down here, Cannon McIntosh. You ran well that whole race. Once Logan got around, he put a bit of a gap on, but you really seemed to close things up there in lap traffic. You really shined. Walk me through that race.
Yeah, there at the beginning, I missed the bottom in the first corner, and Tucker got around me and kind of struggled there in the beginning, but we started to get rolling. And once Logan drove by me on the restart, I knew that the top was coming in, and I was kind of debating on the restart whether or not to go to the bottom or follow him, and I followed him. It took me a few laps to get rolling on the top, but once we got rolling, we were good, and I went to the bottom towards the end and tried to get around Logan, and it just didn't work. And he ran a great race. We almost had something for him, but good overall night, and I'm just happy to be back on the podium.
Happy to be up here. I know you said you're just one spot shy of where you wanted to be, but still come away with a second in front of this big, energetic crowd. You must be so stoked.
Yeah, this facility is awesome. There's just a ton of fans, and they're what keep racing going. So I'm just hoping we can have fans like this at every track we go to, and just glad to be here tonight.
Congratulations, Cannon. Let's give it up for your second place finisher, Cannon McIntosh. Tonight's third place finisher, Tucker Klossmeyer. You've been plagued by a bit of bad luck. You started out front, outside that front row. You led the first few laps. You looked good out there. Take me through what happened from your perspective. How are you feeling?
It's just one of those deals where you know something else is going to come in when they do track work like that. You just don't know when, and if you're leading, you can't give it up. And you got to know guys like Logan and Cannon, and I mean pretty much anyone right now. They're going to find something to come and get you. And unfortunately, you get behind them, and it's just kind of the way it is sometimes. But it's been kind of a trying year for some reason, and I felt like we're getting back up to speed. So finish on the podium with these guys, it's pretty solid. I want to get a win, but we'll take it. It's one of my favorite places to come race. We get a hell of a crowd every year, and I appreciate you guys coming out. And the facility's awesome. So thank you guys.
Congratulations, Tucker Klossmeyer, gaining speed and gaining traction here, your third place finisher. Back to you guys.